Let me ask you something. You sleep 7 or 8 hours, you exercise, you eat reasonably well, maybe you have even cut out sugar, gone gluten-free, done the whole damn thing. And yet, you wake up tired. By 3 p.m. you're running on fumes, your brain feels like it's wading through mud, you have had every test done and your doctor says everything looks normal. You feel like this and everything is normal. Here's what that doctor didn't test. Here's what almost no one in conventional medicine is talking about. Your mitochondria. Our mitochondria are the powerhouse plants inside every singular cell in the body. They manufacture ATP, the currency your body runs on, and when they start to fail, it doesn't show up on a standard blood panel, but you feel it every single day. I'm Suresh Bhandari. I formulated every supplement in the iThrive Essentials range, and I've spent years researching what the science actually says about restoring mitochondrial function. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 supplements that have the strongest clinical evidence for supporting mitochondrial health, how they work, what forms actually matters, and how they work together as a stack. Stay until the end. I'm also going to show you exactly how to sequence them so that they don't cancel each other out. Before we get into the supplements, I need to give you a mental model. Because these 7 supplements are not random, they are grouped around 3 distinct mechanisms of mitochondrial support. Mechanism 1, build and power the engine. These supplements are directly inside the electron transport chain, the actual machinery that manufactures ATP. Without them, the engine can't run. Mechanism 2, fuel delivery. Your mitochondria can only burn fuel that gets inside them. These supplements are the transport system. Without them, fatty acids pile up outside the mitochondria instead of being burned. Mechanism 3, cellular renewal. This is where it gets really exciting and interesting. These supplements don't just fix damaged mitochondria, they signal your body to grow entirely new ones. That process is called as mitochondrial biogenesis, and it may be the single most powerful lever we have for long-term energy restoration. Number 1, CoQ10 with PQQ. CoQ10 is one of the most misunderstood supplement in market. Most people have heard of it, almost no one is taking the right form of it. Here's the problem. Standard CoQ10, the kind in most of the bottles you'll find online, is in the ubiquinol form. That's the oxidized form. Your body has to convert it into ubiquinol before it can actually be used. And as you age, or if your mitochondria are already impaired, that conversion becomes less and less efficient. Taking the wrong form of CoQ10 is like sending a letter in a language your cells can't read. Ubiquinol, the reduced form, is up to 8 times more bioavailable. It bypasses that conversion step and goes straight to work in the electron transport chain. Now, CoQ10's partner in this stack is PQQ. While CoQ10 powers existing mitochondria, PQQ activates the PGC1 alpha pathway, the master regulator of mitochondrial biogenesis. In plain English, PQQ tells your cells to build new mitochondria. More power plants, not just repairing the existing ones, but building the new ones too. Together, they are the cornerstones of the entire stack. The dose you're supposed to take is 200 to 300 mg per day in the ubiquinol form of CoQ10 and 10 to 20 mg per day of PQQ. Second, magnesium, one of my favorite. Raise your hand if you take magnesium. Good. Now here's what most people don't know, including most people who are already supplementing it. ATP, the energy molecule your mitochondria produce, is not biologically active on its own. It has to bind to magnesium first. The actual active form of cellular energy is not ATP, it's magnesium binded to ATP. If you are magnesium deficient, you cannot fully use the energy your mitochondria produce. And here's the brutal statistic. Studies suggest that over 60% of Indians are magnesium deficient. We eat less whole grains, less dark leafy greens, and critically, our soil is magnesium depleted. Even our water too, because of the RO. You can be doing everything right nutritionally and still be running on empty over here. Now, form matters enormously too. The magnesium oxide in cheap supplement has terrible bioavailability. Most of it passes through you. We work with magnesium bisglycinate for systemic absorption and its calming effect on the nervous system, and it is chelated too, and magnesium L-threonate for anyone who needs to specifically address brain fog and cognitive fatigue because it crosses the blood-brain barrier, the only form of magnesium. This is one of only 2 supplements in today's stack that are available right now at the iThrive Essentials range. The link is in the description. The dose is 400 to 600 mg of elemental magnesium daily. Number 3, creatine monohydrate, especially creatine monohydrate. I know what you're thinking. Creatine? That's the bodybuilding supplement. What is it doing in a chronic fatigue stack? This is one of the most common misconceptions we see. Creatine is not a muscle supplement. It is a cellular energy distribution supplement. Here is the distinction. Your mitochondria manufacture ATP, but ATP can't float freely through the entire cell. It needs a transport system. Creatine, specifically creatine phosphate, acts as the transport system. It picks up ATP at the mitochondria and shuttles it to wherever your cells need energy. Your muscles, your neurons, your heart cells. If mitochondria are your power plant, creatine is the electrical grid. One without the other, and energy never reaches where it needs to go. There's also a growing evidence for creatine's role in cognitive function, specifically in conditions of metabolic stress where the brain is energy deprived. This matters a lot for people experiencing the brain fog component of chronic fatigue. If you're choosing creatine, choose Creapure creatine monohydrate. It's the gold standard for purity and has the most critically research behind it. The dose at which you're supposed to take is 3 to 5 grams per day. No loading first required, especially when taken consistently for 30 days. It can be taken higher depending upon your mitochondrial needs. We are halfway through. I want to make sure you're tracking this because the next molecule I am about to talk about is the one every longevity researcher in the world is obsessing over right now. Number 4, liposomal NR nicotinamide riboside. NAD, nicotinamide adenine nucleotide, is the molecule that connects every major pathway of mitochondrial function. It feeds electrons into the electron transport chain, it activates sirtuins, the longevity proteins, it drives DNA repair. Without adequate NAD, the entire system slows down. Here's the problem. NAD levels decline roughly 50% between ages of 20 and 50. This is not optional. This is biological. And researchers now believe that this decline is one of the primary drivers for the fatigue and cognitive declines we associated with just getting older. Nicotinamide riboside is an NAD precursor, meaning your cells convert it directly into NAD. But standard NR has a bioavailability problem. Much of it gets degraded in the gut before it reaches your cells. The liposomal form encases the NR in a lipid shell that protects it through digestion and dramatically improves cellular uptake. NAD is not a wellness trend. It is the single molecule your mitochondria need most, and most people over 35 are critically low. The dose at which you are supposed to take is 250 to 500 mg of nicotinamide riboside in the liposomal form daily. Number 5. Acetyl L-Carnitine. Imagine your mitochondria as a furnace that burns both wood and fat for fuel. L-Carnitine is the person who physically loads the fat into the furnace. Without it, fat can't get in. It just piles up outside. More precisely, carnitine is the transport molecule that shuttles long-chain fatty acids across the mitochondrial membrane so that they can be oxidized, burned for energy. If you're running low on carnitine, your fat metabolism is compromised regardless of how clean your diet is. The form matters too. Standard L-carnitine tartrate is well studied for athletic performance, but for fatigue and particularly brain fatigue, we prefer acetyl L-carnitine because the acetyl group allows it to cross the blood-brain barrier, and research shows acetyl L-carnitine has specific neuroprotective effects and can reduce the cognitive component of fatigue, not just the physical. The dose at which you are supposed to take is 500 to 2000 mg per day, mornings on an empty stomach or with a light meal. Number 6 is melatonin. I know what you're thinking. Melatonin is a sleep supplement. What is it doing here, right? Because melatonin is not primarily a sleep supplement. It's also a mitochondrial antioxidant. Your mitochondria generate an enormous amount of reactive oxygen species, ROS, as a byproduct of energy production. The oxidative stress, if unchecked, damages the mitochondrial membrane, impairs the electron transport chain, and accelerates cellular aging. Melatonin is produced inside the mitochondria specifically to neutralize the oxidative stress. It is one of the most potent mitochondrial antioxidants we know of. Research shows it improves mitochondrial membrane integrity and reduces the oxidative damage that accumulates with chronic fatigue. The dose matters here too. The 5 or 10 mg doses you see marketed as a sleep aids are pharmacological doses. They work by sedation and also causes a lot of sedative effect the next day. The mitochondrial dose is much lower, 0.5 to 1 mg. This is a functional physiological dose. You are protecting your mitochondria, not knocking yourself out. The 7th and the final supplement in this stack is one that almost never appears in fatigue protocols. And it's one that I believe is profoundly underrated. Free from essential amino acids. Here's the logic. Mitochondrial biogenesis, the process of Building new mitochondria requires protein synthesis, and the primary trigger for protein synthesis is activation of the mTOR pathway. Essential amino acids specifically is the free form are among the most potent activators of mTOR we have. Here's why this matters, particularly for people with chronic fatigue. Exercise also activates mTOR, but people who are severely fatigued often can't exercise. Free form of essential amino acids allow you to trigger that biogenesis pathway even when your body doesn't have the capacity to train or exercise. Free form essential amino acids let you start rebuilding mitochondria before you are well enough to exercise. They lower the entry barrier to recovery. The free form distinction is important. Whole food protein requires significant digestive work before amino acids are available to cells. Free form EAAs are pre-digested, they absorb rapidly and get to work almost immediately when they get inside the body. This is the second supplement in this stack available right now on the iThrive Essentials range. Dose would be around 5 to 10 grams per day between meals or post-workout. Now let me put this all together, because the question I get most is, when do I take what and can I take them all together? Of course not. Here's how you can go about it. Part 1. The morning routine. Start your day by focusing on cellular energy and focus. Take a liposomal nicotinamide riboside. Take 250 to 500 milligrams. First thing, it's best absorbed in fasted state or with a light meal to sync with your body's natural morning peak. Second, acetyl L-Carnitine. Take 500 to 2000 milligrams on an empty stomach. This is highly energizing, so it's best to avoid taking it in the evening. Next, CoQ10 with PQQ. Take 200 to 300 milligrams of CoQ10 and 10 to 20 milligrams of PQQ. These are the fat soluble, so you must take them with a meal for proper absorption, and many brands sell them together. Part 2. Midday and performance. These are your anytime essentials for muscle and recovery. Creatine, take 5 grams daily with water. The specific timing doesn't matter as much as being consistent every single day. Next, free form of essential amino acids. Take 5 to 10 grams between your meals. Taking them on an empty stomach allows for much faster uptake by your muscles. Part 3. The evening routine. Shift your focus to relaxation and overnight repair. Magnesium, take 400 to 600 milligrams of elemental magnesium before bed. This supports your sleep quality and helps the body recover while you rest. Melatonin, take a low dose of 0.5 to 1 milligram of melatonin about 30 minutes before bed. This aligns with your natural secretion of melatonin and also provides mitochondrial protection. One important note on the nicotinamide riboside and CoQ10. They are synergistic in nature. NAD feeds electrons into the same electron transport chain that CoQ10 facilitates. Taking them together in the morning creates a compounding effect on mitochondrial output that is greater than either alone. Let me close with this. At the start of the video, I described someone who is doing everything right and still feels like a zombie. If that was you, that experience is not in your hand. It is not laziness. It is not aging. It is a cellular energy problem. Your doctor can't see mitochondrial dysfunction on a standard panel, but it shows up in how you feel every single day. And the good news is, this is addressable. The science is matured. The mechanisms are understood. The compounds exist. You do not have to accept chronic fatigue as your baseline. Now, I have put everything we have covered today into a single document. It's called the Mitochondrial Reset PDF. It's a practitioner-grade reference, the complete stack, the clinical rationale for each supplement, the dosing protocols, the sequencing, and the biomarkers you should tracking to know if it's working. And it's absolutely free. Link is in the description. Download it, save it, share it with your doctor. If you found this video useful, subscribe it right now, because in our next video, we are going to deep dive on how to test mitochondrial function with lab markers most doctors have never ordered. It's going to be an essential viewing. Until then, take care of yourselves. They are taking care of you. Thank you.